This is Couples Court with the Cutlers.
This is the case of Ross versus Rudolph. You all have been together for 5 years, engaged for 2 years, and you say he's cheating and blowing money on strippers and casinos?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, tell me about that.
He has 3 different personalities, and one is Ira, I love to death. Rudy, I don't want to say nothing about that, but Rude Boy, I can't stand.
What'd you call him?
Rude Boy.
Well, I don't even like the name, so I understand. I right off the top.
I'm Ira. I love her. I'm Ira. I'm here because let her know I love her.
So do you ever let her see Rude Boy?
No, not really.
Okay, so where you keep...
Yes, he does.
When?
Yes, he does.
When?
All the time.
No.
All right, you tell me what Rude Boy looks like.
Rude Boy, just like the name goes, Rude Boy. He's very rude. He loved the women. He loved the street. He go on Facebook and like all the women. I don't have no compliments on my Facebook page from him at all.
Is that true?
I compliment you all the time. It ain't got to be on Facebook.
Really?
All the time. No, that's not true. I mean,
But he let the strippers know how they look so good on Facebook, and they be coming, inbox me, babe. And when I screenshot it and send it to him, he be like, I don't even know them, and I would never see them, and all of that.
All right, so Mr. Rudolph, so are you a rude boy? Are you cheating on her?
No.
You're not?
No, I'm not.
Do you love her?
Yes, I love her. She know I love her. I wouldn't be if I didn't.
Miss Ross, let me ask you something. When you first met him, who did you meet? Ira, or did you meet Rude Boy?
Ira.
Okay, tell me about that.
I met him in the mall. I was walking, me and my cousin, and she tapped me on the shoulder. She said, this guy keep trying to get your attention. So I turned around, and I looked at him, and he asked me for my number, and I say, sure. And me and him was matching. We both had gray on. And, and he asked me to call him, and I called him. And
See how she made me a better man?
4th of July. It was
Oh, baby.
actually the 4th of July. And that night, we went and watched the fireworks.
So you met him at the mall. He was eyeballing you. So, and you've been together ever since?
She my ride or die. I proposed to her and she my ride or die.
All right, so it sounds like you all had a lovely beginning. I mean, and it was a good relationship.
It
was a
is.
solid relationship.
It was.
It is. It still is.
It was, because right now I don't trust him at all.
All right, tell me about this trust issue. Why don't you trust him?
Well, at first he was taking a bath, so I went in the bathroom after him. He left his phone. And I picked up the phone and I see some boobies all in the phone saying, good morning, baby.
Okay, tell me
and these were not yours on the phone.
These were some bright boobies. I'm not bright like that.
Oh, okay. All right.
That was someone in the past, though. It was somebody in the past, and then Ben broke it off. But that's how they do it. She happened to just go in there and get my phone out the bathroom and went through, and I tried to explain to her that there's nothing there between me and that girl no more.
I gotta tell you, if I walked in and my husband's phone was open and there were some bright boobies on it, I'd be tight. So how did that play out?
What about non-bright boobies? Is that allowable?
It doesn't matter.
No.
Non-bright, big, small, anything that will not go down well.
Okay, all right. Just
So,
checking.
no, why are you having to check that?
Just checking.
You should know that.
All right, just checking.
Any rate, so what was that conversation like when you said, can you explain this to me? What did he say?
He's like, this was some girl in the past that I used
there
to
you
take
go.
over to a mechanic shop, and she used to just give me.
Oh.
Wow. Well, there it is, y'all.
Okay, well, Ms. Ross, he says that was in the past.
It was.
You brought this case today because you believe he's cheating now. What does that look like? Why do you think that?
Well, I catfished him, and I pretend like I was another woman that he had used to mess with in Arkansas.
Okay, so what did you do?
I took a random woman picture off of Facebook, and I started texting him and telling him that me and him met in Arkansas, which he used to live there. And after that, he was like, yeah, and he come in the house, he was all smiling. He come get funky fresh and everything.
Wait. What is funky fresh?
When you just go in there and throw water on, then try to put some good clothes on because he thought the woman was coming for him, but that's funky fresh because he didn't really clean up.
All right.
Really, Lisa?
So it was like a half bath.
I didn't
Right.
even take a bath.
You didn't take a bath.
We were sitting by a
Funky
fire
fresh.
in the barrel. me
He
and my
was
family
so
and
happy
friends.
when he came and
No,
then
I
he was
wasn't.
smiling, and after that, when he finished getting
It was
funky
cold
fresh,
outside.
I
I
say,
went to put on more clothes. It was cold.
he was happy. He was very happy.
And
Did
then
he
the girl
exchange
was
more
supposed
the
than...
thing about it, yeah, you got me on that one because I overlooked my text. Because the text who you claim to be, I had never met nobody that name, but when it's Arkansas, Texarkana, Arkansas, I was like, God, somebody trying to catch up with me from Texarkana, Arkansas?
Okay.
All right,
so-
wait a minute. You said she got you.
Yeah, she got me on that one.
My question to you is you sent him the message. Did he respond back?
He sure did.
What did he respond with?
Can you come meet me?
Did you do that?
I don't remember. No, I did not
He
do it. I
never
don't remember. I
remember.
do
He
not
never-
remember.
You don't remember some
I do not
strange
remember
woman
they come
texting
over.
you and
Yeah, I
you...
remember her texting, but I don't remember nothing about come over.
So how often do you get strange text messages from women?
Twice, and she did both of them.
All right, so you catfished him
All
the
right.
second time.
Right.
And what happened?
Well, I took another random girl picture off of Facebook, and I texted him, and I told him I have been watching him, and I asked him to send a picture. He sent a picture.
Okay, let's take a look at this evidence.
Hey, Rudy, I've been watching you. Are you dating anyone? If not, can we get together sometime? And this is you pretending to be this other woman.
Correct.
All right.
All right, and Mr. Rudolph, you respond, really good game.
Mm-hmm.
Send me a picture. Okay, you can call me.
Can I ask you a question? Is it serious?
And you responded, is what serious?
Your girl.
And you sent a picture and responded, it's complicated. Okay, so what's complicated about the woman that you've been together with for 5 years and engaged for 2?
You know what? I went along with her game.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
I knew it was you the whole time.
Oh, so
And
you
know I
knew it was her?
I knew it was her.
How did you know it was
Because I
her?
told my best friend that was there, I said, this ain't nobody but Lisa, but I'm gonna go along with it.
And that's the story you sticking
And that's
to.
the story I'm sticking to, and she know it. Actually, what happened when she picked that phone up and I said, good morning, Lisa. Oh, this ain't Lisa. And I knew it was her. Oh, if I wouldn't have answered the phone, you wouldn't have knew it was me. I knew it was you from the start.
So you picked up the phone.
And called her that next morning. And before when she picked it up, before she could say anything, I said, good morning, Lisa.
Yes, he did
All
say
right
good
then.
morning,
I
Lisa.
knew it was her.
He did.
She got me once, not twice.
He loves to gamble at the casino. I can never find him. Can I show you exactly
Okay.
step to the...
Please step to the monitor.
Okay. I have been calling him all day, trying to get in contact with him so I can put the insurance card in the vehicle.
Okay.
No response all day long. So I leave my house and I go to the first casino.
All right.
I page, no Rudy.
Okay.
So I go 45 minutes away to the next casino, second casino, page, no Rudy.
And you're
Without
doing all this
responding.
because you, at this point, are thinking he's with some other woman.
Correct.
All right. All right. Where'd you go next?
We go to the third casino, I page, no Rudy.
All right.
So I go to the fourth casino, still no Rudy. Then the fifth casino I went to, it was a rainstorm. We had to go over a big high bridge. I got down this time and I went upstairs and downstairs and page, no Rudy. We went to a restaurant and I text him, I say, either you respond or I'm coming to get the vehicle and you will be walking and I will be calling the police.
And what I bet, I'm a bet, because we got casinos involved. He responded.
He responded.
Okay, wait a minute. Where are you?
Home sleep.
What kind of sleeping?
No, he wasn't.
Yes,
No,
I
you
was.
was not.
Yes, I was. I was at the house sleep.
No, because I talked to his roommate.
She didn't know I was there.
So, Mr. Rudolph,
hours of-
that particular text got you awake. It woke you up.
Well, I was just waking up.
Okay.
All right, you can come back to the podium. Thank you, Miss Ross.
Ms. Ross, all this disappearing makes you think that he's cheating.
Correct.
You know, the catfishing, you know, his responses, you can't find him, you're hunting him down at the casinos, he's not there, he's not where you think he is. All this makes you believe that he's cheating.
You also forgot that he's sending messages and so forth to women and strippers on Facebook and direct messaging. Don't forget that part.
Okay, that's important.
That is important, because I gotta tell you, if you were sending messages to women on Facebook or anything else, I'd be mad about it. That ain't acceptable.
I agree.
I'm not cheating.
You're not cheating.
I'm not cheating.
Well, the court engaged the services of a licensed private investigator to perform surveillance on you. And he is here with his findings. Ron, would you please escort Mr. Eccles into the courtroom?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Eccles, good day. How are you?
How you doing, Your Honors?
Doing well. Now, you performed surveillance on Mr. Rudolph, is that correct?
Yes, I did, Your Honor. I followed Mr. Rudolph for about 3 days.
And what were your findings?
Well, here's the surveillance here. So I followed him to a popular club in their town. And as you can see, Mr. Rudolph is here identified in the circle. And as he's talking to his friend, he's getting ready to walk into the local club.
Oh, but you don't go in the clubs.
Did your investigation end there?
Oh, absolutely not.
All right, tell me about that.
Mr. Rudolph has this thing that he does with his tongue. When he's looking at women, yeah, you remember, you stick your tongue out and you look at the women. Yeah.
So, did you see him doing this tongue thing at other women?
Absolutely.
And what was your impression of what he was doing?
Well, that kind of identifies to a woman that, you know, you use your tongue.
All right, Mr. Rudolph.
Really?
I always lick my tongue.
No, not at
Yeah, you do. You know, I always lick my tongue. It's a
Mr.
habit.
Rudolph.
Especially when I'm drinking. You know that.
Mr. Rudolph.
Yes, ma'am.
Were you sticking your tongue out in a nasty way
No, I do
to
that
women?
when I'm drinking. Whenever I'm drinking, I lick my tongue.
At women?
No, around my lips.
Was he doing this after he was drinking, or was he doing this at women?
He had one beer when he started licking his lips. And then I worked my way into their group. They invited me to another club, and we hung out that night.
And so you got to observe him do this tongue thing more than once.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, you have enough sense to know when someone's licking their lips after having a beverage versus licking their lips at a woman.
Absolutely.
Okay, you know the difference between those two.
Yes, I do.
What was Mr. Rudolph doing?
He was looking at the women.
Hold on. Mr. Eccles, did you observe anything else while you were in the club with him?
Oh, absolutely.
Tell me about that.
Well, that's when I got the information that I needed.
Okay.
There's a recorded conversation with Mr. Rudolph.
All right, what did you find out?
I don't know if he remembers this, but he will. But there's a recorded conversation that I had when I had a conversation with Mr. Rudolph.
All right, let's listen to that.
You about to get married, Rude?
I'm going on cover squad. I'm leaving money to go to Atlanta.
What's cover squad?
It's a new shit with the Cutlers. They black people.
Well, what you gotta go to court for, though?
Cause my girl want me to go. You think I'm cheating?
Are you cheating?
Yeah, I'm cheating.
Okay, all right, well, as long as you cheating.
But I ain't
But you
telling
can't
nobody
tell
about
them
it.
you cheating.
No, I ain't gonna tell them. I ain't gonna let them know.
You ain't gonna let her know.
I cheat with females in the casino.
Okay, wait a minute. Hold up. He admitted to you that I am cheating?
Yes, Your Honor. He admitted
Okay.
to me that he was cheating. And he
Okay.
said he's cheating with females as well as the casino.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you please play that audio again?
I'm going on cover squad. I'm leaving money to go to Atlanta.
What's cover squad?
It's a new shit with the Cutlers. They black people.
Well, what you gotta go to court for, though?
Cause my girl want me to go. You think I'm cheating?
Are you cheating?
Yeah, I'm cheating.
Okay, all right, well, as long as you cheating.
But I ain't
But you
telling
can't
nobody
tell
about
them
it.
you cheating.
No, I ain't gonna tell them. I ain't gonna let them know.
You ain't gonna let her know.
I cheat with females in the casino.
So, Mr. Rudolph, you admitted to cheating. We heard it. What exactly did you do?
Nothing.
You admitted to cheating.
I ain't nothing. I had no sex with no woman but her. You know, sometimes us men's wants to fit in with others, so you say things to make yourself look like you're macho.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
He always try to be macho.
Mr. Rudolph, I don't care what you say. You are totally busted.
You You all are married, you've been together 10 years. You appeared previously in this court because, Mr. George, you accused Ms. Johnson of cheating. It was determined by this court that she, in fact, was not cheating. And now, Ms. Johnson, you have brought this case against Mr. George because you believe he is cheating. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor, yes.
What are the warning signs that you've seen to make you believe he's cheating?
Well, Your Honor, there's a lot of warning signs. He doesn't come home at night. He texts other women. It might sound a little strange, but I call the bank sometimes to check his bank account because of the insecurity that I have sometimes about him cheating. So I call the bank like, hello, my name is Larry. I want to check my bank account. And he told me he was going to Long Island to visit family and friends. So when I gave his social security number and got the 5 transactions of, the debit card, he take out money in Pennsylvania when he's supposed to be in Long Island. And then when I call him a million times, he does not answer.
Mr. George, why are you not where you say you are?
Oh, I was. I went to Long Island. I spent time out there. I spent a couple of days out there. And then after that, I got out with a couple of friends. It's like, yo, let's go to Pennsylvania. So we just, we went to Pennsylvania.
You went from New York to Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And you said,
you didn't mention a word of it.
Nah.
Were you sleeping with another woman in Pennsylvania?
Not at all. I don't do things like that, Your Honor.
You were not in Pennsylvania with another woman?
No, not at all.
Why wouldn't you tell her then?
I was with the bros.
Because
there's no reason not to tell her about the bros, but it is a reason not to tell her about the other woman.
Absent-minded. I just didn't
Your
call.
Honor, that's on a regular basis, absent-minded.
So what are you here to prove, Mr. George?
Prove that I'm not cheating. I ain't doing nothing.
Because Ms. Johnson is convinced that you've got somebody or somebodies on the side that you're messing with. She's convinced of that.
Those
old friends. Were these old friends you were ever sexual with?
No.
Sounds like it might be.
Nah, not at all.
These are not these old friends. You never had sex with any of them.
Nope, not at all. We just friends. I give them rides, stuff like that.
And
Your Honor.
Ms. Johnson, have you found any evidence to make you believe he's cheating?
I have evidence right here. Would you like to see it?
Ron, would you get that, please?
So, one time, I have a friend
She got right there.
that we were over at visiting her, and he lost his phone. He had a new phone, so he had no one's name programmed. But the phone is ringing, and I see a woman's picture on there, and he's like, oh, not right now. So I text her.
Okay.
She was like, his name is Mike. Who is Mike? His name is he goes by the name of Mike Larry. And so I'm like,
but his first name is actually Larry.
His name is Larry.
But he's going by Mike
when
Larry.
he's being a player, he's Mike Larry.
All right, so this message you handed us says, from the other woman, Mike Larry and I have been dealing for some time. Not once did he mention a wife.
A wife. He doesn't mention me.
And then she continues and says, he tells me he loves me and wants to be with me.
You just insecure.
No.
Who that person was, not me,
How many women do you have calling you Mike Larry?
2,500 on Facebook.
We ain't gonna get in all these numbers now. I'm counting. We ain't gonna get in all these numbers now.
You tell women your name is Mike Larry, correct?
Yeah.
All right, so this woman knows you, and she's saying you've never told her that you got a wife, and that you have told her, in fact, that you love her. Who is this woman that you telling you love and she don't know you got a wife?
Listen. When people hit people up on Facebook and harass them and stalk them, ain't nobody got nothing nice to say to you. It wasn't me,
You know what? In somebody else's courtroom, that might have sounded like an answer.
Yes.
But up in my courtroom, you didn't answer not anything I asked you.
I don't know the woman.
That's what he does.
I don't know.
So I'm gonna ask you one more again.
Huh?
Who is this woman?
It's a friend of mine.
Oh,
Now he be tricking.
It's a friend of yours, and it's a friend of yours that you didn't tell that you had a
She
wife.
just said that to her
No,
because...
Mr. George,
Huh?
this has nothing to do with her. This is me and you talking.
Okay.
You didn't tell this friend that you had a wife, did you?
No.
Okay.
all right, Miss Johnson, what other reasons do you have to believe your husband is cheating?
Well, we was walking to the store, and I knew a friend. And we were going as a family. We decided that it was nice and, we could use the exercise. So we walking. We pull up and we get to the store. We walk in front of the store. I see some friends. I'm like, oh, hey, girls. So I'm like, well, where's Larry? Because he has the money. He's going to pay for the stuff at the store. Your Honor, Larry is behind a minivan hiding. So
Now, wait a minute. Okay, you said he's hiding behind a minivan.
Yes, he's hiding.
Show me
behind
how
the
he's
van.
hiding behind the minivan.
I was
Okay,
sitting
so
on
say
the
this
car.
is the van, and these are the people. This is how Larry is on the side, like big, like you know, it's a van, so it's hiding him.
So he's ducking
down on the back of the van.
Yeah, so he's watching the stuff. You know, he's supposed to come into the store and pay for the stuff, but he's scared. Because,
Why is he scared?
Oh, because they know him. You know what they know him by? They know him as Mike.
All right. So
That's
you
Mike.
So you asked him, do you know him?
Y'all know him from somewhere? Oh, that's Mike. I said, no, that's my husband, Larry.
Do you believe that those women at the store are his girlfriends?
Your Honor, it was 3 women. Number 1, he was trying to get with her, but she said he was a little too big. Number 2 said that he bought her some food and they chilled for a little while, but nothing sexual happened. But number 3.
Door number 3.
Oh, number 3. Number 3 said.
She lying.
They had sexual relation.
Listen, Your Honor.
All right, so when
My
you
feet
got...
was hurting that day. I just sat down on the back of the van, right? I was just sitting. We was walking around. My feet was hurt. I sat down on the back of the van. Then she started tripping out.
2 blocks, because he wasn't
She real jealous. She started questioning all the women in there. Oh, you know him?
So, Mr. George, your position is you are not cheating on your wife. This is all a misunderstanding.
Misunderstand? Her.
It's
She
not a
jealous. She
misunderstanding.
crazy. I don't know.
Your Honor, why
Ms.
should I be
Johnson, are there
jealous?
any other women that you're concerned he's cheating with?
Okay, I went to the city.
Okay.
My husband didn't feel well. Well, he said he didn't feel well. No sooner, I didn't even get to the city yet. He done took a shower, done shaved, and now he's at my neighbor's house, knocking on my neighbor's door, asking her, do she want to chill? My neighbor said, absolutely not. So now the grandmother, cute as a button, old little lady, she said to me, she said, Carla, I don't want nothing to do with him. I don't like him. He's sneaky. And he's over here trying to have sex with my granddaughter, and we respect you and we like you as a person, so it didn't happen. So I go back and ask him, and you know what he said? Grandma lying.
Wait a minute.
You got better as soon as she left the house, didn't you?
I just say, yo, you want to chill,
Your
yo?
Honor, Grandma is not telling no
Why would a grandmother lie about that, of all things?
All things.
All I said is you want to chill, and they blew it out of proportion.
What else do you want
Why
to
are you
chill
going
for?
over hanging out with another woman?
He could have came with me.
You could have gone with her. You could have hung out with the bros.
You
Why
coulda
you
laid
gonna
in
get
the
I
bed
didn't
and
have
played
no bros
sick.
at that time. I just moved to this town.
Mr. Johnson, I can tell. If you find out he's cheated, we confirm that you are done.
Done ain't the word. Your Honor, I love Larry, but 10 years, I can't do it no more. And he wanna butter me up and stuff. I'm not going for that no more, because if he doesn't pass this lie detector test, then honestly, Larry, we have to get a divorce. I don't want to be with you anymore.
Word? It's like that?
I want to get Carla back.
So, Mr. George, are you hearing this?
I hear what
No,
she's
he thinks
saying.
it's a game.
She talking.
Do you
know.
understand what's at stake here?
He doesn't.
Yeah, I understand what's at stake.
All right.
Can I say one thing, Your Honor?
Your wife just said she wants to get Carla back.
Yes,
She's
Carla
tired
back.
of dealing with Mike Larry.
Mike Larry.
She's gonna deal with Carla
Yes,
and get
Your
Carla
Honor,
back.
yes.
Look,
Do you
listen.
understand that?
She ain't
doesn't.
going nowhere, Yana. She ain't going nowhere.
Because Mike Larry's got it like
woo
that.
her. You know
Well,
what I
he
mean?
think he
Everything
used
good.
to have it like that, Your Honor.
All right, well, here's the thing.
So now
I
it's-
think we have enough evidence. She believes he's cheating. And if he is, she is beyond done.
This is a marriage on the line. So this court has done a full and complete investigation. At this time, the court will call licensed private investigator Eric Eccles to determine, is he cheating? Ron, please report Mr. Eccles' name.
How are you, Mr. Eccles?
Fine, Your Honor, and yourself.
I'm great.
Good.
The court ordered Mr. George to submit his phone for examination. Is that correct?
Yes, they did, Your Honor.
Can you tell us about that?
My team conducted a full forensics examination on Mr. George's phone. We were able to recover more than 700 text messages from Mr. George's phone.
Well, I talk to people, you know, you can talk to people.
Out of those 700 messages, there were actually 2 sexual, explicit messages, one that included a conversation between Mr. George and his friend just 5 days ago.
All right.
And it's a new phone.
You have that message?
Yes,
All right. It says, Larry, where them girls at?
Hey, yo, I'm in a town of blank with 4 thoughts. You should come through. I'll text you the address. Let me know if you're down.
Y'all should have
Okay, cool. I just got the message.
This is what he do, but he chilling.
And you recovered that from Mr. George's phone just 5 days
that's
ago.
your phone.
Yes, Your Honor, we did.
Did your team find any other concerning communications during your investigation?
We found this text thread between Mr. George and another woman about 8 days ago.
And it's a new phone.
How my blank doing? Laugh out loud. And that, it refers to a woman's...
A vagina. I know him like a book.
Okay.
You know what that is.
You sure that's
Absolutely.
my phone?
Okay.
You sure that's
What
my
else?
phone?
So how's my blank doing? LOL.
Excuse me, my blank is good.
Oh, I'm sure. It says burn.
Well, once you blank me, you're mine forever, LOL. Speaking of that, you got a lot of cheating you need to answer for with my blank woman's part. But besides that, when am I gonna see you?
What are you trying to see?
You sure that's my phone?
But he lay next to me. That's his phone.
That ain't my phone. That can't.
I know you think...
That's his phone.
Mr. George, I know you think this is a joke. Ha ha. It is not a joke. It is your phone. It is the phone this court ordered you to turn in. And you up here smiling and grinning, and your behavior based on this has been awful.
Cause she's not smiling, she's not grinning.
And you know what? If this has been your behavior throughout, I understand why she's done. You can't even take this moment
She ain't going nowhere, Yana. She ain't going nowhere.
I'm not.
You got this stupid smirk on your face, and your wife is virtually in tears.
You don't care about this woman. You take her for granted, and you taking it for granted one time too many. But that's okay, you gonna learn. You gonna learn the hard way.
I'm overdone. He needs to be by himself. I came here to prove that I know what I'm talking about.
Well, let's find out the results of the polygraph exam, okay?
To further investigate this case, the court ordered a polygraph examination of Mr. George, and we have those results. At this time, the court will hear from certified polygraph examiner Tommy Platt.
He gonna need you.
Ron, please escort Mr. Platt into the courtroom.
Trust me.
Your Honors.
How are you, sir?
Taking the seat is
Good.
serious.
Good to see you, Mr. Platt.
Good to see y'all.
You conducted a polygraph examination of Mr. George, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. George was asked. Mr. George was asked, since being married, have you had sexual intercourse with any woman other than your wife? What was his response?
Your Honor, he made an admission and stated yes.
Loser. But I'm the cheater.
So, Mr. George, you've been with other women. You've been with other women, and you've lied about it, correct?
Yeah, Yana.
Okay. Your
see, this
wife
the problem.
told
See,
you
this the
that if it came out you were cheating, she was leaving you. And she has walked out of this courtroom and out of your life.
I'm leaving.
And you standing up there still smirking. Can you see if you can bring her back, please? Miss Johnson back.
Yana, look, listen, right? What happened was, right, she started acting funny with the goods. So once you start acting funny with the goods, anything can happen. We married. What's the sense of me being married to you? You know, you ain't showing me no
Who
love.
wants to have sex with a man acting the way you act?
That was before I started
that is not
doing that.
attractive.
It started with her, it just ended with me. That's how it worked out. She stopped giving up the goods, acting funny, was arguing, fighting, and doing this. And then, you know, I go wonder.
You please,
Miss Johnson.
How can you have, how do you expect me, someone to show you love when you're out there in the street?
So when you with her, what's the sense of me being married to you?
Well, guess what? You ain't never gonna get no more, so.
That's a lie. You told it.
He doesn't take me serious.
Mr. Johnson, you need to drop this zero and get you a hero. There you go.
And that's why I love your show, because I admire y'all relationship, y'all marriage. And we sit at home and we watch y'all, and I'm like, we could be like you guys. But he chooses to go the other way because he don't know what love is.
You all have been married for 10 years, and I noticed from the court papers, you all are from Alaska, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
That's correct, Your Honor.
We know it gets pretty cold in Alaska. Whether this relationship gets colder than that depends on what happens here today. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Monigold, you've opened up this lawsuit. Tell us why.
After being with someone for 10 years, you get to know behaviors and patterns, and lately his behaviors have been very shady and very suspicious, and there's been a lot of heartache in our marriage for the last year, a lot of arguing. I feel like I'm in the same room with him and he's a million miles away, that their connection has been lost, the bond has been broken, and I miss him. I miss the affection we used to have and the romance, and I don't know where he's gone.
It must be really distressing to be in the room with someone and you might as well be in the room with this.
Right.
Okay.
Mr. Gould, what are you here to prove today?
Well, Your Honor, I'm here to show her that, I'm not cheating on her, that, I've been loyal and I want her to start trusting me. There was trust and the trust has been eroded, and, I want to bring that back into the relationship so things work out between us a lot better.
So, Ms. Monigold, there was cheating in the past, and so you have concerns that he's back to his old tricks again. What are those warning signs?
Like, he will go run errands or go to the store and be gone. His time's not accounted for. He'll be gone for 3 hours and go to the store and come back with one thing. And it's usually something that he wouldn't even buy for himself. So I think he's buying it for somebody else, or his phone will be off while he's gone and I can't get a hold of him. And he just always has an excuse for these things.
Well, sometimes lines are long at the supermarket, a lot of people there.
Sometimes, but every time.
Okay,
Yeah.
Once or twice you might be able to buy, but every time he's gone, just for a little shopping errand, it takes 3 hours.
Right.
And women are attuned to these things. Like, the first time it happens, you're like, hey, that took a while. And you might look at what he bought and say, when did he start using that? And then the next time it happens, you're like, okay, wait a minute. And then the third time it happens, you're like, okay, we got a problem here.
Right. So you've got a running clock going in your head every time I leave the house to go to the store? You say women are attuned to it, so it's like, and go.
No. I'm just saying that you don't know that until you realize, hey, it's something amiss here.
It's just a feeling.
But it's a feeling. We notice everything. We notice when you wear different cologne, or you're putting on cologne more often, or if you start wearing your fancy underwear, or all those things. Women notice all that.
Fancy underwear.
Well, I'm not saying you have fancy.
Ron, do you have fancy underwear?
Not really, no.
Okay, all right.
Well, like if you go from boxers to tidy whities or vice versa, or all those things we take in. If you start showering more often, even though it appears to be a good thing, but you only take a shower once a day, now you're taking 2 a day. Those are all the things that kind of get on our radar and say, now what is that?
And so, Ms. Monigold, are these the kinds of things you're seeing just like after you've been together for so long, you start to see these drastic changes?
Right. And so all of them add up to one thing. Like, one morning we went for an appointment, and after the appointment, he dropped me off at work.
Okay.
And when I come home from work that day, we go to take off our jackets to hang them up. He has no shirt on underneath his jacket.
And he took his shirt off with some other woman.
That's what I believe.
Okay.
Now, Mr. Gould, I would love to be able to advance the argument that you just got hot and you took your shirt off. But you live in Alaska. So I don't think that's gonna fly very well. Why did you have your shirt off at a point in time where she thinks, oh yeah, you definitely should have had a shirt on. She saw you before with the shirt on.
Right. Well, Your Honor, I grabbed whatever, threw it on, and my jacket was right there, so I just threw it over, not thinking, and went about the day. I know, it sounds ridiculous, but, when I came back home and unzipped it, it was like, okay, I forgot, I wasn't wearing a shirt. But you get used to it. You don't notice the layers so much.
But nevertheless, you can understand why your wife is like, really? Because I'm sitting here going, really?
Right.
Okay, well, I guess you could leave your shirt off, but I'm not sure.
As long as you don't go anywhere where you've got the no shirt, no service sign, you're okay.
I guess so.
Yeah. But you don't believe him. You think it's...
I think all these things add up to another woman.
Have you found anything that makes you think that he's cheating?
Yes, when I've done laundry around the house, I found clothes that aren't mine.
Like what kind of clothes?
One occasion I found underwear that were too big to be mine. Recently, I found another pair of underwear that were too small for me. I found them at the end of the bed, and...
Oh!
Also found a pair of socks at the end of the bed, and the pair of socks I found, I saw on a woman that had been over to our house previously.
Was this woman a friend, or who was
More
this
of
woman?
an acquaintance, a friend of a friend.
So these socks you saw on another woman who had been to your house, an acquaintance, and you trying to figure out, why is this woman's socks at the end of my bed?
Absolutely, leads me to believe that the underwear were hers too.
Mr. Gould, you seem to have a problem with clothes. You don't have clothes when you're supposed to. Clothes that are not supposed to be there are showing up. I mean, I was okay with the no shirt thing, but now this is another level. Women's panties that don't belong to your wife in your house at the end of your bed. How in the world can you explain that?
One of the explanations I came up with was that, maybe she likes to use multiple dryers for one load of clothes when she washes them. And so I thought, sometimes maybe somebody forgot their underwear in. I know it sounds crazy, it sounds ridiculous, but I honestly don't have a real good explanation for it. And then another thing could be, I also told her, my ex lives down the road. This is something that could have been, she's been trying to get even with me, so maybe she planted them, I don't know. We do leave our door unlocked and whatnot. I know it sounds ridiculous, but...
But I picked up on, you said one of the excuses I gave, like...
No, one of the excuses I came up with. That was his phrase.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't sound...
Well, one of the reasons, I meant one of the reasons why it was there at the time, yeah. I mean excuses, but honestly, I don't have a real good reason for it being there. I don't know why it got
Okay, but please don't suggest to me that now we have a pair of underwear, a pair of socks, that have been planted by somebody else at two different times.
Not just by somebody else.
But his ex.
An ex.
Okay. So you're not telling us that, are you?
I don't know, Your Honor. I have no good reason for why it's there. It wasn't me. So, I mean, that's all I can say, really. Honestly, I didn't have anything to do with it.
That's what you got.
That's what I got.
Okay, I gotta ask this question, Cutler. The socks. You said you saw these same socks on an acquaintance.
Yes.
If it were me, I'd have to do a little bit more of an investigation of that woman. Have you perchance done that?
Well, I didn't really need to. Last week when I came home from work, I don't take my phone to work with me. I leave it at home.
Okay.
When I came home from work that day and opened up my phone, I can see that this woman's socks, I thought they had logged into her Facebook account on my phone. And I don't understand how that happened unless she was there that day.
So you're wondering why is some woman...
sock lady?
Why is this, this particular woman in your house?
Right, and he knows I'm uncomfortable with her being there at all. I'm uncomfortable with her, period.
Okay, so why was sock lady at the house?
Your Honor, you know what? I have no good explanation for that either.
Okay, wait. Was she at the house?
As far as I know, no. But, I mean, I have no idea it just came in and she brought that up, and I don't know, Your Honor. I have no idea. We leave our doors unlocked, our windows open. It's hot in the summer. It could be a possibility that maybe she came into the house, and I don't know.
Okay, you know what? This is not Goldilocks just trying to find some porridge and a comfortable bed or a nice chair to sit in.
Well,
Well, let me see. Oh, her phone. Let me go in there and let me use her phone.
Well, it kind of is like Goldilocks because you had one pair of panties that were too big, you had another pair of panties that were too small, and then you had the socks that fit just right.
That's right. Okay. I don't even have words for this.
I don't have words for it either, only because for each scenario, he's like, yeah, you got me. And, at some point, it points to one thing. Either you're not being fully forthcoming or you are by far the world's unluckiest person.
Well, they just don't make sense to me.
Well,
me and you, we're here.
Right.
It doesn't make sense.
And not only does it not make sense, it's very hurtful to you, isn't it?
Oh, my heart aches every day. I still very much love him. I very much still have a crush on him.
Tell him how it makes you feel.
It hurts me every day. Every day we're going through it where we should be having good memories made, we're making bad ones.
Well, Mr. Cutler, this is a 10-year marriage on the line. They have been together 11 years. She feels distant and apart from him. And it's because of this evidence. She has found mystery panties, one too small, one too big, twice in their home.
Once on the foot of their bed.
One of them in the foot of the bed. She's found socks that belong to an acquaintance. And those socks were also found in the bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
And when she came home from work one day, picks up her phone, she's left her phone at home for 5 hours, picks it up, and this woman, the sock lady, I've dubbed her, has used her phone to log into Facebook. And what we have is basically no response or nuh-uh from Mr. Gould.
Yeah.
And she says, if this continues, if this is true, she's done. Am I right, Ms. Monigold?
Yes.
You just can't continue to have this heartache.
Right. Every day it seems I'm crying over something or we're arguing over something. It's just been very dramatic the last year. And
you're just like, I can't put up with
I need him to come
this.
back to me or tell me he's in love with somebody else.
But what you're not going to do is stay in limbo.
Absolutely not. I can't do that.
So the
Mr.
stakes
Gould,
are high.
Are you in love with somebody else?
No, Your Honor.
Is there somebody else?
No, Your Honor, there isn't. I know she doesn't believe me, but it is what it is, and that's how it is, and I'm not guilty of that. So.
And you're here to prove that today.
I'm here to prove that today.
Once and for all.
Once and for all, absolutely.
All right. This court has done a full and complete investigation. At this time, the court would like to call former military interrogator Lena Cisco to determine, is he cheating? Ms. Cisco, would you please state for the court record your credentials?
Yes, Your Honor. I am a former military interrogator certified by the Department of Defense, and shortly after 9/11, I was deployed to Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, where I interrogated members of Al-Qaeda and Taliban. And since that time, I have been training law enforcement personnel, military personnel, and government agency personnel in interviewing and interrogation techniques.
Some people have even gone to jail based on your analysis and your interrogation, correct?
That is correct.
So, can you tell us what you did to investigate this particular case?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
I first had the accused write a witness statement. So I go through that and I look for any indicators of truthfulness and deception. I studied their case files. I put together an interrogation plan, and then with those two pieces of evidence, I call them, I create an interrogation plan and interrogate the accused to see if they are cheating.
So you conducted a full investigation. What were the results of your investigation?
At first, Mr. Gould's body language was very difficult to read because he was closed off during the entire interview. However, he still engaged in conversation with me. He admitted that he had cheated in the past, but he told me that for the past 2 years that he's been faithful and he hasn't cheated.
Now, Ms. Monigold has found mysterious panties around the house, mysterious socks, and she believes that may belong to a mutual friend of theirs. In your investigation, what did you find out about this mutual friend?
Mr. Gould admitted to me that he wanted to engage in a threesome with this woman. So he said that she was very young and attractive, but then he told me that he did not play with her or have sex with her.
Is there anything else you learned while you were interrogating Mr. Gould?
Mr. Gould did tell me he also feels that, and again, I'm going to quote him, "For the last 2 years of being faithful, I feel like it's been for nothing because I'm still being accused of cheating."
So at the end of your interrogation, what was your conclusion about whether Mr. Gould is cheating or not?
So my overall conclusion is that Mr. Gould has not cheated and has been faithful for the past 2 years.
Ms. Monigold, upon hearing those results, what's going through your mind right now?
I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm very happy.
You can go over there and let him know.
I'm glad the results showed that he was being truthful, that he was not cheating. But Mr. Gould, I do have to answer one of your questions. Your question was, if you're going to be accused of cheating, what's the point of not cheating? The point of not cheating is you made a promise to this woman that you wouldn't. So you have to be a man of your word, even if you're accused of cheating, because you made a promise to her that you wouldn't.